Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're opening up the engine room of digital marketing.
Yeah, getting under the hood.
Exactly. We're going to take a close look at a piece of tech that honestly governs billions in ad spending every year. The third-party ad server.
It's fundamental, really.
It is. And you shared some great sources that really map out this whole ecosystem. Super sophisticated stuff, covering ad benchmarking, channel intelligence, especially for fast-moving areas like social and connected TV.
Oh yeah, those are evolving constantly.
And, of course, tools for smarter audience targeting. It's clear the landscape is complex.
Definitely.
But this foundational tech, the ad server, seems key to bringing some, accountability and control to it all.
That's a good way to put it. Control.
Okay, so let's unpack this. If this is the foundation,
Yeah.
what exactly is a third-party ad server?
Right. So think of it as the essential kind of neutral infrastructure layer. Maybe less like a server, more like an independent command center.
Okay, a command center, I like that.
Yeah. It's a platform run by an external company. And this is crucial. It's not the person who owns the website or the app.
Right, not the publisher.
Exactly. And its job is basically twofold. One, deliver the right ad to the right user. Two, independently track every single interaction with that ad across every single place it shows up.
So delivery and tracking.
Precisely. They hold the creative assets, the images, the videos, they manage the delivery rules. And importantly, they are the source of truth for all the performance data.
Like impressions, clicks.
Impressions, clicks, conversions, all of it. I mean, if you're a major advertiser spending serious money without this technology, you're basically flying blind on your media budget.
Okay, that immediately brings up, trust and scale, right? Because I could see a publisher saying, hey, my own internal numbers are perfectly fine.
Sure, they might say that.
So why is this independent tracking considered, superior? Is it just about seeing across multiple sites the scope? Or is there an element of trust involved, too? Let's clarify that difference, first party versus third party.
It's definitely both scope and trust, but I'd lean heavily on trust. You see, a first-party ad server is run by the publisher,
Okay.
and it only manages and reports ads within its own little world, their website, their app.
So if I'm publisher A, my server only knows about ads on site A.
Exactly. It's a closed system. Its reach is totally limited to that specific domain.
Which means, as the advertiser, I just have to take their word for it on the numbers they give me.
Precisely. You have to trust their reporting completely. Now, the third-party ad server, that's the game changer.
Right.
Because it is totally independent from all the publishers.
Okay, the independence is key.
It really is. And that independence lets an advertiser serve and track one single ad campaign across potentially thousands of different websites and apps all at the same time.
And our research absolutely backs this up. There was a great example in there.
Yeah, the source material used the example of, say, Google Campaign Manager, which is a classic third-party ad server.
Right.
An advertiser could use that system to track a campaign running across a huge, diverse mix of places, big national news sites, tiny niche blogs, social media platforms.
All tracked centrally.
Exactly. The key is the third-party server puts its tag on the ad once, and then it tracks that ad absolutely everywhere it goes. This gives the advertiser one consistent, single source of truth for all the metrics.
So they can actually compare publisher A against publisher B fairly.
Apples to apples, objectively. That's the core value.
So it really tackles that problem of media waste and, fragmented data. It sounds like the ad server isn't just about measuring things. It's more like the control tower for the whole campaign.
That's a perfect analogy, control tower.
Okay, so now that we know what it is and why that independence gives it control, let's talk about the mechanics. How does it actually work? If these servers are managing campaigns across all these different platforms, how does this super fast independent system function? This is where it gets really interesting. Walk us through the steps.
Okay, think of it like the ultimate air traffic controller, but for the internet's ad space. Because when a website loads, that ad server has just microseconds to figure out what ad to show and then track what happens next.
Microseconds. Wow.
Yeah, it's fast. So the first thing that happens, way before a user sees anything, is step one. Ad placement. This is the setup phase.
Okay.
Advertisers upload all their creative assets, images, videos, those tracking URLs directly to the third-party ad server. The creative is just sitting there, housed and ready to go based on the campaign rules.
Got it. And then the action starts when I, as a user, load a web page that has an ad slot on it.
Exactly. That triggers step two, ad serving. When that ad request from the website hits the server, it instantly determines the best ad to display.
Based on what?
based on all sorts of predefined criteria. It could be targeting demographics, maybe the content of the site itself, or maybe the user's past browsing behavior. It's a real-time decision engine.
Deciding which ad creative to push out.
And where to send the user if they actually click on it. Then comes step 3, which is really the core value proposition, tracking. The server delivers the ad, but at the same time, it drops its own tracking beacon, or tag. And that tag records every user interaction meticulously.
Like the impression itself, obviously.
The initial impression, yeah. Then subsequent clicks, and critically, any post-click actions that happen on the advertiser's own landing page, like a purchase or a sign-up. This constant stream of data is recorded.
Okay.
And finally, step 4 is reporting. All that raw, detailed performance data gets collected, crunched, synthesized, and presented in dashboards back to the advertiser.
So they can see what's working.
Exactly. This robust, standardized data is the bedrock for analysis, for verifying their media spend, and crucially, for optimization. This whole 4-step dance is how they ensure the data is trustworthy.
That flow really clarifies the how. But let's go back to that trust issue. Imagine I'm running $1 million campaign, maybe across 20 different sites, all using programmatic bidding. Things get messy fast.
Oh, absolutely.
How do we know who's telling the truth about impressions or clicks? If the ad server is the engine, like you said, the data it spits out is the fuel, why should we trust this fuel more than any other source? Why is this independent measurement so vital for accountability?
It's vital because, frankly, digital advertising is inherently prone to issues like fraud and, maybe more commonly, data duplication. The ad server acts as that standardized, reliable filter.
Okay.
And it really boils down to 3 main advantages, all stemming from that third-party status.
Wait, what are they?
First, you get cross-platform consistency. It lets an advertiser run the exact same campaign across dozens, maybe hundreds of different platforms, websites, apps, connected TV, social media, without having to constantly fiddle with the tracking setup for every single one.
So it saves a ton of administrative work.
A massive amount of effort, yeah. And it reduces the chance of tracking errors creeping in, which is huge.
So it's not just less work, it avoids creating data silos that would make them carrying anything impossible later on.
Exactly right. But maybe even more critical is the second point. Independent measurement and deduplication.
Deduplication.
Yeah. Third-party ad servers are specifically built to identify situations where, maybe accidentally, maybe sometimes deliberately, publishers might try to count the same user impression multiple times.
Okay. So I don't pay twice for the same view.
Precisely. The ad server acts like that neutral referee, weeding out duplicates. This saves advertisers potentially huge amounts of media waste, and it gives them that objective, single-source way to compare publisher A against publisher B.
Got it. And the third advantage?
The third is optimization opportunities. Because the tracking happens in real time, the advertiser gets this immediate data feed. They can use that data to turn what could be just a passive ad delivery system into a proactive optimization loop. They can literally change creative rotations, tweak targeting parameters, adjust how often ads are shown instantly.
Based on live results.
Based on live results to make the campaign perform better on the fly. That ability to react and adjust in real time, that's a massive value proposition.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. It connects directly to what modern marketers need, right? The source material you shared was full of these advanced solutions, things like connected TV intelligence, smarter audience targeting using complex segmentation.
Yeah, the cutting-edge stuff.
How does the good old third-party ad server actually support these really advanced needs? How does it become the backbone for complex systems like programmatic advertising?
Well, you used the right word. Backbone. The ad server is the control panel that brings some semblance of order to the, frankly, chaos of programmatic advertising, where machines are buying and selling ad space in milliseconds.
Right.
Without that ad server acting as the neutral third-party referee everyone agrees to trust, the whole automated marketplace could easily fall apart due to distrust and bad data.
Okay, so give us an example. How does it enable something sophisticated like CTV intelligence?
Okay, let's take connected TV, CTV intelligence. Imagine a major brand running video ads. They definitely want to control frequency capping, meaning they don't want the same household seeing the exact same ad, say, more than 6 times in a day.
Right, that gets annoying fast. Ad fatigue.
Exactly. But households use multiple devices, the smart TV, maybe a phone, a tablet. Tracking that consistently is tricky.
So the ad server helps there.
Critically, Because it can facilitate cross-device tracking to some extent. It logs those frequency capping rules centrally and tries to enforce them across those different devices, even if the ads are served through different paths. It helps manage that household-level exposure in real time.
Okay, so it prevents annoying viewers and wasting impressions within a single home, regardless of the screen.
That's the goal, yeah. And another example is how it supports audience segmentation. Advertisers are using customer data platforms, CDPs, to build these incredibly specific target segments.
Like SUV owners in the Pacific Northwest who are also interested in sustainable travel. Really niche stuff.
Exactly that kind of granularity. The ad server is what manages the priority rules for reaching those segments. It ensures that specific, high-value target audience is consistently found and served the right ad across every website and application in the campaign. It handles the complexity of the who meets the where.
Gotcha.
And maybe most importantly for the finance side, it supports the precise tracking of estimated cost metrics, specifically ECPM.
ECPM, effective cost per mil.
That's the one, effective cost per 1,000 impressions. It's basically what the advertiser actually ends up paying for every 1,000 times their ad is viewed. It's the ultimate measure of efficiency.
And the third-party server tracks that independently.
Yes. Tracking that ECPM via the independent ad server is crucial. It helps advertisers optimize their budgets, shifting spend to what's efficient while still maintaining the reach they need.
Okay, wow. So it ties the big strategic targeting decisions right down to the penny, making sure they're paying a fair price for effective delivery.
Pretty much. So if you connect all this to the bigger picture, yeah, the third-party ad server is that objective referee. It brings quantifiable, standardized data to a really complex, automated marketplace.
This has been incredibly clarifying. Seriously. We've defined the third-party ad server, really explored its huge advantage, trust, control, reach over those first-party systems, and walked through those 4 essential steps. Placement, serving, tracking, and reporting. It all fits together.
It does form a logical chain.
So what does this all mean for you listening in? Well, it means that independent standardized measurement isn't just nice to have. It's the absolute indispensable backbone of accountable digital spending.
Couldn't agree more.
It's the technology that ideally keeps every publisher honest and makes every dollar you spend measurable.
And maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to consider. This critical dependence we've just discussed, the reliance on third-party ad servers for that cross-platform data consistency, it actually highlights a massive challenge that's looming right now.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Well, this entire infrastructure relies pretty heavily on traditional tracking mechanisms. Things like cookies, device IDs.
The stuff that's facing privacy headwinds.
Exactly. The very things that are essential for a lot of post-click tracking and that cross-device frequency capping we talked about. As the industry shifts away from these methods, well, you have to ask, how will these core functions, placement, and especially tracking, evolve?
How do you maintain that independent measurement without the old tools?
That's the billion-dollar question. The industry needs to find robust, privacy-centric ways to maintain this required level of independent, standardized measurement. That evolution, figuring that out, that's what basically every major advertiser and tech platform is intensely focused on solving right now. Something to keep an eye on.